Coach, give me your name and your school.
Tony Bannister with the Potter's House Christian Academy out of Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay, so give me a little history of your background in coaching. How long you been coaching at that school? Any other schools you've coached at?
Okay, well, actually, I've been doing this coaching thing about 20 years now. Been at the Potter's House 5 years. We've won 4 straight national championships, state championship, and then I've had an AAU program for about 18, 20 years also.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about your travel schedule. How is your schedule set up? Do you play a lot in Jacksonville, Florida, or in the Florida area? Or do you do a lot of traveling?
Well, last year we played 41 games, and we only played 6 home games all of last year. This year, I think we have 51, and out of those 51 games, we have, I think, at least 12 games at home this year. So we'll have a few more, but we don't mind going on the road to play. We're just trying to play the best competition, and my boy D puts on a real good tournament, so we always try to support him, and he always gives us pretty good matchups at each event we participate in.
Okay, I'm happy you talked about D, and you meaning DJ. This is your second year participating in this event, so tell me what you like most about it, and where would you like to see any improvements, if there are any?
Well, first of all, yeah, it's the second year here, but I've been, doing these events for about 3 years. We met through the AAU circuit, and him and I, we were talking about, one of the things to add to it is definitely getting him some sponsorship, man. I think he does a great job with what he's doing, and to bring in the caliber of talent that he's bringing in each and every year, that I would like to see the city get behind him a little bit more, man, and support him, The same thing here as well as in Ohio and MLK, just to get that back and somebody to come in as a sponsor, maybe Under Armour or one of those groups to come in and kind of back him and help him out, because I think he does an awesome job.
Now you have several ranked players on your team. Can you mention and you have girls that have signed or have committed? Can you mention some of their names and schools that they're committed or signed with?
Well, it's interesting that you talk about that, Coach. One of the things for our program is that it's definitely about God, and God has blessed us. For each one of those kids that we have already committed to schools and those that are being looked at by schools. We had 6 girls signed Division I scholarships this year, and that's the first time in Jacksonville. It was kind of unheard of for one school to have that many kids. We have Lolia Briggs that signed with the University of Pittsburgh, Shalithia Stringfield going to South Florida, Alexis Brown is going to Seton Hall, Charmaine Dinkins going to Charleston Southern, Forrest Jeffery to the Air Force Academy, and Brittany Roundtree to the University of North Carolina. And then I have my daughter, who's a junior, that's already committed to the University of North Carolina. So we have quite a few kids that's still being looked at. I have 3 seniors that'll I'm sure they'll sign during that final signing period in April. They've already getting a lot of looks, but one of them actually could have committed early. So we're just waiting and we're getting the right fit and just praying about all of it, that they're in a place that I know is what God wants them to be.
I'm happy you mentioned your daughter. I want to switch it a little bit and not be the coach, but being the father. How was that recruiting process with your daughter?
Well, it was awesome, really. I had a son that played at the University of Virginia, and the school he wanted to go to was the University of Florida. So going through that with him, we kind of missed out on his dream school, because I wanted him to take his visits and do all those things. And my daughter always wanted to go to North Carolina, so she was getting offers since the 8th grade. When North Carolina came around and offered her thing to me was, Dad, can I go ahead and commit? And I told her yes, because I didn't want to go through that same situation where, as you get into the numbers or maybe some other kid that come along in that same position and they have an opportunity to sign and then you miss out on your dream school. There's no doubt that God would have blessed her to go to college, but to give her the school that she dreamed of going to, if it's your number one, you can't get any more number one than that. So as a parent, I was blown away to see her in tears, to see her excited about that. And then, as a coach, it's like, man, to see all of the work that she's put in and to be able to go to the school that you want to go to, there's nothing better.
Now, you mentioned your background in coaching. You've been coaching for a period of time now. You've won a lot of national championships. Talk about your coaching philosophy, because you have a very gruesome travel schedule, but you are going and winning. You're not just going out traveling, you're winning. So tell me a little bit about your coaching philosophy.
Well, Coach, when you talk about the philosophy, it goes back to what I told you earlier. Everything about what we do is built on Christ. That's my foundation. You know, it gives me an opportunity to witness to other coaches. It gives me an opportunity to tell our kids to see, you know, the glory of God through this game of basketball. One of the favorite scriptures we have is, great is he that is in me and he that is in the world. And then I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me. So as you go through these different games and all the travels that we do, and you get into tight competition, we always go back and pull on those two scriptures. And so for me, it's God in the beginning, it's God in the middle, and it's got to be him at the end. That's really my philosophy, you know. So whenever coaches ask me, my response to them is, if I told them, they wouldn't believe me. But when you watch them play and you see some of the things that we do defensively and offensively, we're doing things that, as a coach, I don't remember being taught. So when I pray about it and ask God to give me drills and different things to help us to be more successful or to go out mainly to glorify him, then he'll give me stuff that I've never seen before. So if you ever get a chance to see practice, you'll really see the skill set that they have, because a lot of times when we play, it's totally different. You know, you may watch a girl today that shoot the lights out, but then when you come to practice, you really see all of the skills that she have as far as handling the basketball or passing the basketball. So for me, it's to have that complete player. And that's what our philosophy is. And being complete means knowing that God gave you that ability, and then you're going out to bless somebody else with the ability that he's given you.